Hey everyone, welcome back to another incredible episode of WeedBudz Radio. I'm your host, Rye. I've got two amazing guests with me today. One might look very familiar to all of you. Santino, thanks for coming back.
Oh, you know it. Thank you for having us, Rye. You know, it's always a pleasure being on the show.
And we have a new face on WeedBudz Radio, Shane Hammer. Shane, welcome to WeedBudz.
Thanks for having me, Rye.
Absolutely. Well, Santino, the last time you were here, we talked a little bit about some of the music that you are making, some of the videos that you have done. And I wanted to follow up with that and just learn a little bit more. How was the response to that? And what are you working on now?
Yeah, I mean, in the music game, it's always a coin toss, right? You have great expectations for the projects you do, and quality was fine and those sorts of things. And the people who we wanted to receive the video received it well. So the industry partners that we have and the people who we were shouting out, like Michael Thompson, I think it helped to get the message across about his story and what he had going on. It did what it needed to do for us. I got to perform those songs out in Arizona, Texas, for a couple weed events. I think I was overall happy with the music that was made.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations again. I loved listening to it. I loved watching, and I saw a couple Instagram stories of you performing live. What was it like to finally be live again?
It was amazing, man. I'm glad that now we're starting to open up again. I'm seeing more shows even locally starting to open up. For me, it's what I love to do. So getting back out, seeing the people, getting to tell my story in front of a crowd again was great. Can't wait for more.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for more as well. And Shane, you are a new face to WeedBudz Radio. You're not a new face to me. Good friend here, and I've been following your journey. I guess it's been almost 2 years now. And, I realized, we've talked so much about the work that you do in the cannabis industry, and I want to get into that. But like we did with Santino when he was here last time, I'm curious what you were doing before you got into the cannabis industry. I don't think we really talked about that before.
No, I don't think we've covered that. And, that's a great question. That's always, a question that's top of mind for a lot of people. What'd you do before this? So for me, I did a couple other startups in the marketing space. I did a pretty long run at Verizon Wireless, a little bit of time at BMW. But yeah, for the most part, I'd say for about the last 5 years, I've been doing the startup life and working on some branding projects and things like that. And so, Tyler Aldridge and I connected about what would be 2 years ago and had some pretty good success with a couple brands. The market said yes to Kushy, so we're doing Kushy and super excited to offer these tools to folks, and got a pretty awesome promo coming out as well. But yeah, aside from that, not much, man. I'm a pretty regular guy, so.
I don't, Santino and I are laughing. I don't know that anything is regular about you. You're a unique individual, that is for sure. And you mentioned Kushy. I would love to learn a little bit. I know you and Tyler kind of built out this startup, and you were heavily involved in kind of the e-commerce space and development space. And I was wondering if you could kind of take us on a journey, if you will, from, I think, so many startups in the cannabis industry in the last few years. They've really developed fast. They evolve fast. Right. They pivot quick. And so I'd love you to kind of share a little bit about what that journey's looked like.
Yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head there. This niche is moving super quick, and, Tyler's kind of a genius when it comes to developing out the branding kits. And so we had the opportunity to put a couple out in the marketplace and really see, what was attainable for our team. But the big picture for us was, we wanted to help people. We saw that need for folks needed help with, basically all things digital media. And especially in cannabis, they're already, working with a lot of aches and pains and, legal hurdles even. But yeah, that said, we put out Design Kush, had a handful of great clients, did a couple pro bono projects. Kushy was kind of the asset to that. It was kind of the software side of things. So it's our website builder, social media toolbox, and then we've got kind of a full reporting suite that goes with that. And there's much more that goes with it as well. But that all said, right, for us, we wanted to help people. So we wanted to impact the space, but also make sure that, we were doing our part with, the reform around social justice, right? And so, we did, Last Prisoner Project's website through our Design Kush brand. And right now we're working with, really one of my favorite brands, that I've found to date in the cannabis space. It's a 40 Tons brand. It's ran by a really great organization. Kushy is, doing a pro bono project with them, and, we're rolling up our sleeves on a couple other efforts. But yeah, man, we're really excited. The crazy thing actually is, and I don't think a lot of people know this, Kushy is kind of a revamped model. We had our first, Kushy client back in 2018, really before the market really took off like it just did in these last, really this last year. But that all said, I guess just looking back on it, talking about pivoting and, aches and pains and hurdles, it took us, basically a little over 3 years just to, get a brand name that sticks, grab, at least a dozen use cases with great customer success and customer satisfaction and have the market say, yes, we want more. But what you also look at is, we pivoted away from a couple different projects because it just didn't make sense. And I think if you're in the cannabis space, that, but if you're getting into the cannabis space, you should be prepared to, make educated decisions rather quickly. So, but yeah, man, that's basically it there. I know Tino's got a pretty solid outline on the 40 Tons brand. I'd love to plug that a little bit just because the way that Kushy and 40 Tons are going to be working together, I think it's going to be a real game changer to kind of showcase, what folks can do when they team up together. So I don't know if I'd be taking over your show, but can Tino talk a little bit about that?
Please. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, 40 Tons is the brand, with a powerful story, right? Corvain Cooper, was given a life sentence for a cannabis crime. He was granted clemency by the former President Donald Trump, as he was exiting the presidency. And with that, Anthony Allegretti, L'Oreal Allegretti, his wife, and Corvain, they got together, built this brand. It's a clothing brand, lifestyle brand, that gives money back directly to the people impacted by the war on drugs, right? So all of these 40,000, right? It says right here on the side, free the 40K, and that's for the 40,000 prisoners who are still locked away for cannabis offenses, right? So what they do is they take, proceeds from the clothes that they make, and they'll give them directly to the people impacted. So they'll put money on their books. They are trying to establish and facilitate visitation, so that families, in one state with loved ones who are locked away in another state, can go and travel to see those people while they're, incarcerated. They also use that money to do programs like coding for not only children in underserved neighborhoods, but also for the formerly incarcerated as well, right? So to give life options and choices to these people who are coming out of prison. We all know, it's difficult for a person with a felony on their record to be, existing and thriving in the world after you get out of prison. So they're trying to bridge that gap and create those possibilities for them. And, their story is great. They've been doing amazing things. They're growing so fast. They're all over the place. I'm sure you've seen them on social media just going wild. And we definitely took their story to heart and wanted to help them as much as we could. So we've been partnering with them to create this 710 promo, right? We all know 710, the national holiday for cannabis concentrates. So we have a 710 promotion going on with them, where we're giving back we're trying to give $40,000 back to 40 tons to help the 40K prisoners, right? So we can get into the details of that maybe a little bit later. I'll shill our our promo as we come to a close.
Well, and I know that when I first met you, Shane, and Tino, that I remember you were working on the Last Prisoner Project's website. I remember how passionate the entire team was about that. Right. And this seems like such a natural fit into the ecosystem that which you are all creating. And so I know I'm grateful, and I know that the audience is tremendously grateful that organizations are looking at this and finding ways to get involved, because, you know, there's so many companies and startups and agencies within the cannabis space that I think have a real opportunity, you know, and obligation, really, right? This is our community. So I love that this aligns so well with what you're working on. And, you know, I'm curious, you know, Shane and Santino, we've talked about it in your music and the last time that we met, but Shane, where does this passion come from? You know, how do you get the entire team's buy-in, you know, into these sorts of organizations? You know, not that it's hard, but just how do you orchestrate something like that while building a startup?
You know, that's a great question. And, you know, I think Tino would agree when I say this. I think it's just a certain type of person comes into the cannabis space, right? And cannabis helps a lot of people, but I think when you have a certain skill set and you're maybe slightly enabled, or you know, for me, like, I just feel like it's almost my civic duty in some sense. But you know, the team, you know, all members of the team we have now, and even folks we worked with in the past, you know, they've all jumped on board themselves. Just because they see how important it is, just like we all do. And, you know, to give you, you know, just a little bit of an insight, actually, I think everybody has their own story, you know, like we just heard Tino explain, you know, Corvain's story. And actually, to kind of backpedal, it is a great fit with that too, right? Because Corvain's actually on the LPP board. And so, you know, him working over with 40 tons and establishing, you know, that with Anthony and his wife, and them running that, you know, and how Design Kush did the pro bono project on that website. It just, you know, it all makes sense. But to get back to what I was saying, you know, until you really ask someone, you know, that question, you might not know. But for me, I've gotten, you know, two good friends, you know, that have been locked up. I've got one good friend that's still locked up. And this is just for, you know, basically, growing a plant, farming a plant, you know, a plant that saves lives and helps people and, you know, gets people off real bad drugs and, you know, helps people eat who can't eat. I mean, I can probably name over 100 different things that the plant does, but for me, I take a lot of passion to that. And, I had a friend get real depressed over, a court case that he was going to hit, and he ended up, you know, what some people say is he took his life. I just want to say it was a bad overdose on a bad drug. But I've just seen it firsthand, man. It impacted me in, you know, some type of way. And so I'm really passionate about this 40 tons and Kushy project right now. And you know, we're gonna be able to uplift 40, you know, brands and you know, some dispensaries in the process, but also, you know, bring everybody together. And like Tino was saying, you know, offer financial support and legal services. And, you know, the visiting program's huge, man. Some of these people, you know, you get locked up in Colorado, you might get, you know, when you're in the feds, you might get shipped down to Florida. You know, and that's hard to get down there for some folks. It's literally impossible. You know, or like a holiday gift program, man. It's like, these are lost souls, like they're forgotten, you know, which is sad, but, you know, this is a real small initiative too. So, you know, for us at the end of the day, we're hoping what this is going to do is springboard other companies into taking these types of initiatives, you know, getting creative with their marketing, but being able to put in the efforts and not give up to, you know, to make shit happen, right? So yeah, man, that's, you know, that's where I stand on that. And I would say, the sad thing is, I'm one of, lots of people that, have had family, friends, different associates, get locked up. And if you really think about it too, man, it's fucking crazy. Pardon my French, but just think about it. There's a little over what, I think over 40,000 folks, just sitting in what is it, like an 8x8, I think is how big they are.
6, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I was stretching it, man. Shit, my bad. So yeah, it's just, it sucks, man. Like I've cried over it. And it's not even, I'm not even in it. So, I'm out here and, doing as much as we can do. But yeah, we feel like a lot of good success is going to come from this, Kushy and 40 Tons, promotion. So we're super excited. Like I said, we've got that list. We're basically looking for 40 businesses to say yes to it and check it out. We're already starting to get people on the list. And so, we feel super confident on it. And, we were going to run it through, 710 and kind of do this thing, but, we got such good feedback. We're going to push it through to October and, we got a couple other surprises coming out too. So it should be fun.
Amazing. Well, there's going to be a lot to talk about. Santino, what were you going to say there?
Oh yeah, no, just to piggyback, right? I think you said it right? Right. We have an obligation. This is our industry. We need to, kind of own the fact that while people are out on the outside making millions of dollars, right? There's companies valued in the billions, right? That states are making hundreds of billions of dollars off the revenue from this plant, right? That we need to have a hand also in correcting the wrong that was incarcerating people for this plant. So, like Shane says, right? We all know somebody at this point. We all know somebody who's either been arrested, stop and frisked, and any kind of interaction with police and the law over cannabis, and it's bullshit, and it has to stop. And we just had a great Olympian, right? Or potential Olympian just lose her opportunity to go shine on the world stage because of this plant in Shikari. Right. So it is just ridiculous. So anything that we can do to reverse the wrongs, right the wrongs, we need to do that. We need to be involved heavily.
It's real tough too when we've got superstars in those types of situations, but then we've also got the White House, recommend classifying cannabis retailers alongside smoke shops, which is, I don't know, it's kind of contradicting, everything that's going on. And, you've got Connecticut launching like an awesome informational website on cannabis. Up in Alaska, they just put someone, on the board. I'm not saying this correctly. I'm naive to the exact title, but, some type of cannabis educator is now sitting up on the board up there. And then we've got, companies like Green Flowers, they're getting all their programs set up with a bunch of different colleges. And then, just, this morning I was reading, I think it was from March to January, New York's arrests. It was like, 90%, people of color correlated to cannabis. And it's like, how can we have that going on one facet and then all this other positive stuff? So it's like, it just has to, end and we all have to come together to make that happen.
I like that you consider it a civic duty. I think that's something that, more organizations can really take a look at, and see how do they get involved. I think a lot of organizations try to get involved in some way or another. But you've identified multiple ways that, individuals and organizations can get involved. And so I'd love to talk a little bit about Kushy and what Kushy is and who it serves. And tell me a little bit about the platform.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's real simple. We're big fans of the acronym KISS, keep it stupid simple. So, for us, we had a bunch of success over the years and that was with this kind of really the secret sauce. And so we implemented that all into Kushy, and it's a website builder. So you can, quickly and easily, create a beautiful, elegant website. They look perfect on every device. So it's a responsive setup. So that means it works on a desktop, a tablet, mobile device. And we just, got the progressive web app feature set up because, Google, they basically run everything in the other couple search engines. So they're saying, hey, we're going to rank websites higher when you have this switch flipped, basically. So we've got the website segment of it, and then we've got the social media toolbox, or what we like to call campaign. This is where you can create and organize content. You can also automate post scheduling, and then you can manage all your channels with ease. And there's a really nice dashboard where you see all this. You can add your team members. If you've got some team members that are like, hey, look, social media is not my thing, but I'd love to be involved in it, and maybe I'm in a director role and I need to submit approvals. You can send this stuff right to someone's phone, and they can comment on it and make any recommendations or changes they want. And then we've also got, like I said, a pretty extensive reporting segment to this. So with the website and all the social media, we're reporting on all those analytics. So they kind of talk to each other in a sense, because we track all of the website traffic, where it's coming from, Instagram, direct, if you're running ads and what have you. But then also on the social media side, we're tracking all of the data as well. So you can really get in there and refine your approach. And that all said, it's also backed by a cannabis agency. The first brand all this was Design Kush, where, we had the initial success. And so with that said, customer success and customer satisfaction, those are our real big, KPIs we look at through the, business development side of thing with Kushy. And, we've got a plethora of brands on it right now. Our own Design Kush agency is built through the platform. The Hawaii Cannabis, Association is built on there. 40 Tons, who we were just speaking on, their website's built on there. And then we've got a, plethora of other dispensaries, nonprofits, different CBD brands. Basically, we wanted to test the market and see, if this could help, basically everybody. So yeah, right now, Tyler's, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to. Tyler's working on the kind of the do-it-yourself portion. I've been excited about this for the last few months. I told a couple people about it, behind the scenes, but yeah, that's coming out, here in the future, where someone can actually just go on there and, pick out a template that's already kind of pre-made and has some slight directional elements to it that says, throw your logo here, add call to action here. And then, for all the DIYers out there and the people coming into the space, or the people who just have great marketing teams that are like, hey, we want to manage all this stuff ourselves. It's kind of all inclusive. So that's basically, the longer version on Kushy. I know that, with all these different tools out there, you can use, any kind of scheduling tool or website builder. I just know in the cannabis space, it's nice to have peace of mind that you're working with a team that, speaks the language. I worked as a bud tender way back when and professionally advocated for Amendment 64. Tino's, he's got at least a decade of farming under his belt, if not more. And his whole family comes from a, really awesome history of farming and whatnot. And then, the rest of the team, all the team members we've had have just been, really passionate about the plant first. I think that's what it is actually. Which speaking of, I got my first little plant growing, ever actually. Yeah, man, it's a little, Rocky Mountain strain. I just flipped a little seed in some dirt and just letting, Mother Nature rain on it and wind and all the things. And actually me and my partner Lauren, we went camping for what, it was 3-4 days, man. And we came back and this little lady hopefully is, couple inches big. So yeah, man. Anyways, that's Kushy. Tino, I don't know. What did I miss, man? I probably missed some stuff.
Well, just, brands that we'd like to help, right? I think even with Design Kush and even though we've helped a plethora of brands kind of without, who have all kinds of different motives, right? I think the brands that we do want to reach out to and do want to help tend to be, those in the equity space, right? Women-owned businesses, right? Trying to help conscious businesses, businesses with the goals of, not only just promoting the plant, health, wellness, right? But also companies who aren't just trying to come in here and be the Walmart of weed. I know we all have lofty aspirations and goals in this space, right? We all want to go and get it, and that's fine. There's enough to get. But You know, our the cannabis culture is based on community. The cannabis culture is based on sharing, right? We pass the joint. You know, you pass the peace pipe around the table, right? Around the horn. Let's get it. So those are the kinds of owners and operators that we're trying to find. People with, you know, a sense of what this culture actually is, what it means. You know, the patience that this plant helps as well, right? People with patience in mind. So, I mean, those are the types of businesses that we'd like to help.
Amazing. Well, and before we wrap up, if we are one of those businesses, and I know we have a lot tuned in, if we're one of those businesses, how do we connect with you two gentlemen, and how do we find out, learn more, how we can get involved?
That's a great question. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Tino.
Go ahead. Take it away. Take it away, Shane.
I was say, man, you know, just same old, you know, trykushy.com, Try Kushy, Kushy.com. You know, Tino and I and the rest of the team, we're usually on the website chat. So if you have any questions, you can just chat with us right away. You can call or text us as well. I can plug that number here in about 20 seconds. Let's see.
Yeah. Find us on all of the social media at Try Kushy. It's trykushy.com, like you said. You know, I'm never scared to say what's up to you on my personal Instagram, anything like that. Please come say what's up to me. I use my artist name. We shared that last time, Rye, for sure. But it's Dr. Spastastic for everybody who doesn't know. Santino Martinez, if you need to find me through name. And yeah, you know, we're here to talk with you, walk you through the process, you know, answer any questions that you have. Just if it's not about the service, about, you know, ways that you can improve your business. If we can give you helpful tips, we love to do that. We were just doing that today with a company called the Lit Dome. They're awesome. You need to check them out. Cool, awesome little product device that, you know, just blocks the wind for you when you're trying to smoke, you know. Go check them out. Go check them out.
And that number's 720-741-7267. If you want to talk to a real person, you can also text that number. It's 720-741-7267. You can also just email Santino and I, just at trykushy.com. Shane, Shane, and then Santino, Santino. But yeah, otherwise hit the website chat. We're always here.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you both so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you, Rye. It's always a pleasure,
you, man.
You know it.
Absolutely.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in. What's that, Shane?
Excited to see what you have coming out, man.
Oh, yeah. Star pick.
Yes, we've got the golf tees that we just launched, so it's been crazy over here in the Tinker Lab for sure. But I'm just so grateful for all of you, for the two of these fine gentlemen, all of you tuning in to another episode of WeedBudz Radio. Be sure to head over to those show notes. We'll have the contact info for both of them, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Take care.